right now on KGW News. A day after the sheriff refused to put homeless campers in jail, Portland's mayor issues a brand new order, what he says police should now do with people who violate the city's camping ban.
Plus, a murder victim's family sues the city of Portland. Why they say the man accused of the crime should never have had the opportunity to kill their loved one.
And a suspected arsonist under arrest. Why apparently told authorities he deliberately set the blaze that could have burned down a forest. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko.
And I'm Christine Pitawanich. Our top story tonight, family and friends have identified the person killed in the murder-suicide last Thursday in Vancouver. We are told Carissa Larkin was a mother of 3 who deeply loved her children.
Let's get to Daisy Caballero in the newsroom. Daisy, this is a tough story involving kids, and some of the details here are disturbing.
Yeah, David, Christine, it's absolutely heartbreaking. I spoke with Carissa's best friend who says she was energetic, loving, a phenomenal friend and mother. Now her loved ones are left with the tough reality that she was taken in such a tragic way.
She is the biggest energy in the room. She walks in the room and you're gonna know Carissa was there.
Bailey Gonzalez is left reminiscing unforgettable memories with Carissa Larkin.
I am her best friend. She always called me her sister, her soul sister.
Bailey says her dear friend was the victim of the murder-suicide in Vancouver on July 25th. Sharing her estranged fiance was the one that pulled the trigger.
It was really hard. We're all just taking a second to just grieve and be there for the kids.
Carissa leaves behind 2 teen daughters and her 4-year-old son, who she was holding in her arms during her murder. Vancouver police confirmed a bullet grazed the boy's hand.
She was going to work. She was taking her 4-year-old to school. And he showed up and surprised her.
Bailey recalls being taken aback when she heard the news, sharing it wasn't out of the blue.
But it wasn't something we would ever imagine would have happened.
The 3 children are currently staying with Bailey and her family as she's working on emergency custody, sharing that the children are aware of what has happened.
Hey, everybody, I got mail today.
We just sit down and we listen to her voice.
So I'm so excited to try them with you.
It's okay to cry is what we've learned.
And this is how her 13 and 11-year-old daughters are remembering her.
If you could say anything about Mom, what would you tell me?
She was sweet, caring, very open. Even though I had an attitude, she would always still be there, and she always told me to be brave.
And she's the reason that the mother that I am today, the friend that I am today, the person in my community is because of you, Carissa. You have changed my life entirely.
I also spoke with Carissa's mom, who says her daughter's laugh and love for her children were her 2 most amazing qualities. Bailey has started a GoFundMe to help funeral expenses, hospital bills, and the kids. It's already raised nearly $9,000.
Such a tragic story, Daisy. I'm curious, did Carissa have any protective orders in place?
Yeah, according to court records, she had petitioned for multiple protection orders in March, and a couple were granted in April. I spoke with Michelle Bard about this. She's the president of the National Women's Coalition Against Violence and Exploitation. She says sometimes leaving a situation where there is domestic violence can also present a huge risk.
And in the case of Carissa, she wrote in a declaration she feared Kyle would retaliate. She wrote that. And he did exactly what she said to the court that he was going to do.
And if you or someone you know needs help, there are resources 24/7, including the National Domestic Violence Hotline. That number on your screen is 1-800-799-7233.
Yeah, there is help out there. Thank you, Daisy. Really appreciate your reporting on this tonight. Well, authorities in Lane County have arrested an alleged arsonist in the middle of wildfire season.
They confirmed the arrest today, but the fire itself happened July 6th. Rangers say the arsonist dumped and burned garbage on public land in the Willamette National Forest. He told authorities he set the garbage on fire, apparently to cover his fingerprints. A helicopter initially spotted a column of smoke from that small wildfire, and firefighters were able to then put it out. Officials say more than 80% of wildfires on public lands are human-caused.
Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler says he is now directing police to cite people who violate the city's new camping ban and to refer cases to the DA for prosecution. This comes after the Multnomah County Sheriff said she would not book people into jail, essentially saying it wasn't the answer. And it came up again today during a county news conference around drug recriminalization because the sheriff was there, though the county comms team put an end to that line of questioning. Take a listen.
At this point, I am standing by that statement in anticipation of having an opportunity to have further conversations with our public safety leaders and the city of Portland to again determine the best pathways forward to support community safety in all of our communities.
We're going to keep the focus on House Bill 4002 today.
Yes or no question.
I think the sheriff has said what she needs to say.
Well, we tried. The mayor now says he's worried the sheriff might take a similar approach to those caught with illegal drugs starting in September, even though that's state law and not a city ordinance. Developing this evening, the daughter of a man who was stabbed to death in Portland's Old Town has now filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the city.
So our Sydney Dorner is here with us now. And Sydney, you spoke with their attorney. What did he tell you?
Christine, David, the family of Mark Davis says his death could have been prevented. In a wrongful death lawsuit, they're now arguing that Portland police failed to properly investigate a prior assault by the alleged suspect accused of killing Davis.
The city of Portland is now facing a $2 million wrongful death lawsuit after the stabbing death of Mark Anthony Davis in 2022. His daughter, Shanika Davis, represented by attorney Greg Kafori, arguing police failed to properly investigate a prior assault by the man accused of killing Davis.
When the police come upon the scene of a vicious attack of one person on another, their primary responsibility is to gather the available evidence.
According to court documents, then 20-year-old Khalil Ford was arrested on September 28th for assaulting a woman and leaving her to bleed on the sidewalk near Northwest 14th Avenue in Portland. According to court documents, Ford was charged with a misdemeanor and then released the next day on September 29th. A day later, Davis was fatally stabbed on Northwest Broadway and Cooch Street. Khalil Ford was arrested and charged in his death. Kafori argues surveillance video that was discovered days later by the Multnomah County DA shows a better picture of the extent of that initial attack on the woman.
Here, the key evidence of how vicious the attack was video, which was available for the asking. The officer never bothered, and that's why my client, 24 hours later, was dead.
The lawsuit claims Portland police officer Todd Trapp did not adequately document or investigate the initial assault, which eventually led to the release of Ford.
The older woman was attacked on the 28th. Khalil Ford was released on the 29th. He murdered my client on the 30th.
Shanika Davis is seeking $2 million in her suit against the city, $1 million for her father's suffering and another for the loss suffered by his family.
Hold police officers' feet to the fire. They need to know that if they conduct sloppy investigations and the result is some innocent member of the public gets severely damaged, or in this case killed, the city of Portland can be held to account.
Now, we did reach out to the Multnomah County Department of Community Justice. They told us they are researching this case and will get back to us. They also said they follow guidelines regarding releases and the judge's order. We also reached out to the city of Portland and police, who are not providing any comments at this time. Christine, David.
Thank you for your reporting, Sydney. Still ahead, Oregon honors a fallen firefighting pilot in the middle of a very active wildfire season.
And we're going to head back to Paris, where an American great has set a new record in the pool at La Défense, and much, much more from day 5 of the games.
And we warmed up today. We started with morning clouds. I'll show you that. But sunny, hot, and hazy weather on the way. We'll be tracking thunderstorm potential across southern Oregon. Next 2 days, weather impact alert for the hot weather. Let's know how hot it will get.